Well, hello, and hi to everyone over there, Segon in Mohawk. And I have been very lucky to end up in eastern North Carolina, and we're on the edge of the Lumbee River, thus the name of the tribe, the Lumbee tribe. And I have run into a historian, and they tell me a man who knows everything about everything, but we'll find out. I'd like to introduce you to Red Snake. Now, Red Snake, your Indian name is really
Yasikonk is red snake. It's old Siouan language here, the Chirao and Catawba language
okay.
that I practice.
Now, you are from the what nation?
I am from the Lumbee Nation.
Okay.
Nation here.
And so that would be the Lumbee tribe also.
Tribe, yes, sir.
Okay, and clan?
My clan would be Wolf Clan.
Mm-hmm. And in the Lumbee tribe, how many clans are there?
There are a lot of our clans are lost. So when we talk about clans these days, we will say like in our community, there's the Saddle Tree community or the Prospect community or the Union Chapel community, and those are those are our breakdowns for our clans today. A lot of the clan system that we have has been lost. A lot of them are coming back, the Turtle Clan, the Wolf Clan, Bear Clan. So a lot of these clans in the different communities are coming back to different individuals.
Now, I'm in the Turtle clan. There's 9 clans in my nation. But another question I wanted to ask you, is color still critical, what color the patterns are anymore? Because we have unfortunately, lost our color. And 900 years ago, the colors that were on your uniform or your dress were very critical. You couldn't wear certain colors if you didn't have a certain rank, but we've lost that. Do you remember that at all in your?
From what I gather here with us here on this eastern shoreline, the main colors for us is red, white, and black. But later on, we adopted the red, yellow, black, and white.
Okay.
That's universal. But our main colors are the red, white, and black. And those are our life colors, death colors, and honor colors, war colors that we use for our community.
Okay, now in all the time that you spent here on Mother Earth, what lesson has she taught you?
The most is to honor individual people, human beings, to honor this earth we live on, to value this earth we live on, and the waters, the values of the water, and and my culture, just embracing my culture and trying to hold on to that and teaching our young people the values that we have. Our values that we have as Native people, I think they're the most precious in the world when you look at our values and our belief system and how we taught our children to live and how we live as individuals with honor and respect. So those are some of the things that I hold close to my heart.
So this might tie into the next question. What advice do you have for the rest of us poor creatures out here on Mother Earth?
The main thing here lately that I've been thinking about is just respect each other's space. That we're all human beings. We have human rights, God-given rights, and that we should respect that for one another.
Now the next 3 questions are optional. In your time here on Mother Earth, what has been the very best moment of your life?
The very best. I would like, and there's a few. I mean, the birth of my children and my grandchildren, especially, and but being a part of our communities and being able to go to other communities and being a part of their ceremonies, the Sundance ceremony, the Sacred Fire ceremony that we do here, and being able to go in the purification ceremony and sweat each month is some of the favorite times in my life here on this earth.
Okay. Also optional, what's been the worst moment of your life?
Probably when I struggled in my struggles of trying to find out who I am and my purpose in life. And in that, I abused myself with alcohol and different substance abuse. So those were probably the worst times in my life. But needless to say, the Creator used that as a teaching tool for me to be able to help other people in that way. So that was the dark periods for me.
I feel that because I dried out in my mid-30s and had to come back to the native religion rather than Catholicism, which I was raised in. There's no salvation in Catholicism. There is in being a native. This is a question I'm dying to ask you. How do you feel about being a Native American or Indian or whatever you want to call, whatever they want to call us? Because we know who we are. Call us anything you want.
For me, it's the best thing in the world, and it goes back to our teachings and our creation stories and our beliefs that we have, that we're stewards of the earth, and that we have a relationship with Creator God, that we talk to Him, and we don't just take one day out of the week to worship or pray to Him, but every day we're taught every day is to communicate with the Creator and embrace Him in that way and having that relationship, and that's what our teachers teach us as Native people in that way.
The thing that saved me, and I'm not trying to make this my interview, but in alcoholism, the thing that saved me is that my healer made me realize that salvation or God wasn't found in the bottom of the collection plate. It was found in here. And if you wanted to talk to Him, you start here. Clean up inside first, then speak to Him. Have a clean house for Him. Present yourself clean, and then anytime you want to talk to Him, turn in. Don't turn out.
Most definitely. And, I was taught that too, that gift was hidden inside of me, and I had to discover that.
It took me 35 years to find that.
It took me a while too. You and I are probably close in age.
Oh, yeah, I'm 141 on the inside. How about you?
I'm about that too. I tell people I don't feel like that I was supposed to be born in this time. If I could go back in time, if I could be reborn back in that time, I would gladly do it. Is to be reborn back in those days with our elders, our ancestors, and I feel like that's when I should have been born. But I'm here now, and I make the best of it, and I try to share that with our young people here.
Our languages, because they are not really written, they're either verbal or pictorial. I feel guilty I didn't start this, 60 years ago, collecting the stories of the elders and stuff, because so many elders in my clans have passed and took those stories with them because they weren't written down anywhere, or they were written on the inside of your clothing, and the clothing went with them.
It's a good thing that we're doing that now, though. And
this is one purpose of the documentary, to try to gather some of these stories and the true history and things of that nature.
Because I have a 5-year-old at home, and hopefully one day she'll be able to go back to what you're doing and pull this up and say, hey, this is what our ancestors were doing.
And another question I wanted to ask is, are you able to maintain the language still, or some of it, or
we're trying to resurrect some of the languages that would have been spoken here in our community. With the Lumbee people, we're amalgamation of we're more a refugee tribe than we are a full tribe.
Right.
And why I say that is because of during the 1600s, from the 1500s till now, especially in the 16 and 1700s, war and disease, especially disease, reduced our population. So you had a lot of different tribes in North Carolina that either died from smallpox or wars, so they just sought each other out, and they started living in these communities with each other, and they were still Indian people, but they became different tribes, like the Lumbees or even like the Cherokees. We know the Cherokees, that's not their original name.
Right.
We know that their original names are the Cthulhu's, the Cthulhu band up. But we know that's not their real name. We know that Seminoles are not their real names. We know that one time the Seminoles were here in North Carolina before they went to Florida. And not too far from here, which were Creek people.
Right. That was my next question. If you would trace back to Creek.
There was a lot of Creek people here. Right over in South Carolina, there's a community called Oconee. There's a lake over there called Oconee, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And that, from what I gather, is Oconee means born of water. But there was a big Creek community that lived there at one time. So there was
the Creeks were probably one of the most powerful 1,500 years ago, one of the most powerful nations, stretching all the way across the Mississippi and did all of Florida and just for protection mostly.
They were a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, when they spoke, people listened.
I mean, Daniel Boone even talked about them, so they were a force to be reckoned with.
Well, Red Snake, it is a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad I've hunted you down, and she wasn't kidding a bit when she said you pretty much know everything about everything.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.